I think it's about time for my summer EDC setup. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things. It's been quite a while since I've brought you guys an update on my everyday carry, everything that I carry with me on my person, in my pockets, and sometimes in a backpack too. Look at this thing, super bright orange. Definitely not my style, but it kind of is now, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, much like many of my EDC updates, not a whole lot has changed. I've been doing EDC updates for the past couple of years now, and I've slowly been fine-tuning everything that I carry with me, stuff that I actually use, and I don't really carry anything extra outside of the basic essentials. So you guys already know how this goes. If you enjoy this content, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and comment down below. All of that good stuff to help out the algorithm. We're gonna jump right into this EDC update with the main essentials: phone, wallet, and keys. So starting with my phone, I'm still using the iPhone 10 or the XS Max. This is the larger version. I do not have a screen protector on here anymore because this phone is almost at the end of its life, and I'm probably going to be upgrading in September when they release a new one. This is super essential for me because I'm constantly working from my phone, whether it's emails or working on videos and stuff while I am out driving around. Whatever it may be, I just need a phone that's simple and reliable. Don't really care about phones all that much, but this is a tool that I use to capture some things like photos and videos, which you guys can find over on my Instagram. Occasionally, I'll even use the camera on here to throw in some context of storytelling to different videos. And I'm at the point now where this camera doesn't really cut it anymore. It looks okay, but the new cameras are much, much better. So that would probably be my reason for updating to a new phone, and the battery life as well. As far as the case goes, it's just a cheap $15 case that I found on Amazon. I have some stickers on here. I have a glow-in-the-dark TS signature sticker that my friend Tam made me when I was out in Seattle. I've got a Target Pay sticker on here. A lot of people ask about the stickers on my phone, so this is a Target Pay sticker from the 3-gun event down in Florida that I went to. And then I also have an aluminum pop socket on here. This is the aperture version. It has the TS signature logo in the middle there. These things are metal, so they last quite a long time. And I also have an American flag version of these pop sockets over in my store right now, SciProductions.com. You can find that stuff and pick one up if you choose to. This sounds a little bit dramatic, but I don't think I will ever use a phone again without a pop socket. I love these things so much. I've been using them for years now. It does add a little bit of thickness to the phone, but it makes my life so much easier because I'm constantly using my phone. Get a good grip on it, and I'm going to continue using these things on my phone probably forever. So that's enough about the phone. Let's move on to my wallet. This is something that has changed a little bit. Typically, you guys will see my Travax Contour that I'm carrying in most of my EDC updates. Recently, I switched over to the Travax Summit, about as minimal as a wallet can get. They're only about $20. You can get an armored version as well. It holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 cards as well as a Travax Shift comb, beard comb. I use this thing quite frequently as well. That protects your cards. It has a bottle opener on it, and that is the entire wallet. You can slip some cash in the back here. You can cinch it up if you're not carrying as many cards. And I switched over to this. I don't even really remember why. I just wanted something extra minimal for, I believe, a flight that I was going on. So I switched over to this. Cheap, effective, very minimal, and this is a wallet that I sort of rotate into my EDC ever so often. Now for the keys, this is something that I was sort of hiding from you guys for a little while because we needed to produce them, and now they are here. Right here, of course, I have the Travax Talon. This is a new product that I just released with Travax. This is the S35 VN version, the bead blasted version as well. And I have these on all of my keys. So right here I have my Sprinter van keys because I've been driving my Sprinter van recently. I also have the Desert Varnish version on my Subaru keys. I got my Prototype version on my Honda Ruckus keys. And this thing is great. Like I mentioned in that video, I use it all the time. It has a dual gate carabiner on it. So if you only want to use one, you can simply put whatever vehicle keys you are driving that day onto this thing. The other gate I typically clip onto my belt belt line and then drop it into my back pocket. It's very short, a lot shorter than the Link, which I previously carried, but it's still just long enough that you can drop your keys in your pocket and it will stop that jingle if that bothers you. Now, the main reason for the other wire gate on here is so you can actually remove this thing from your keys and use it as a tool a lot easier than something that is fixed to your keys and you have to mess with a key ring to get it off. So on this side you have a flat pry bar or a screwdriver, and on this side you have a Phillips head with a smaller bit on the end there. I use this thing for opening packages, tightening things down, prying things. I literally use this thing all the time, and I know the first run sold out very quick. We sold out in a few hours, and I believe Travex is working on restocking these, so when they are, you can actually go over to the website right now and sign up to get notified. They will send you an email when these come back in stock. And if you want to find out more information about the Travex Talon, this little keychain carabiner tool that I designed, you can check out the video at the link right up there in the card. Now with the basics out of the way, let's move on to the fun stuff, my pocket knife. Currently, I am carrying the Protec Malibu. This is an all black version. This is a knife that has been a little bit difficult to get because Protec is still a small company and the demand for these has been super high. I've also done a video on this knife, not this particular version, but another satin blade version. It's not an automatic, so it does have a push button on this side to close the knife, but of course it is a flipper. It still has that Protec action, which I love, and if I go through the list of knives that I have carried between my last EDC update and now, most of them are Protecs. So whenever I'm reviewing a knife, I will carry it for a couple of weeks to get a good feel for it, and I did carry the Microtech SOCOM Elite for a little while. This knife is huge, large, and in charge. You guys can find a full review of this on my channel. From there, I ended up switching back to my Protec SBR. I love this little knife. I carried this thing for a while, and I believe this is the last knife that I was carrying in my previous EDC update. This is an automatic, tiny little hard-hitting Protec. Again, I love Protec. So I carried this for a little while until I got a new knife added to my collection, which is this Protec right here. This is actually a prototype version of the Runt 5. You can see it's marked prototype down here. The handle scales on here are actually made out of a brass alloy type of material, so it patinas really quickly. It's nice and heavy. And the guys at Protec made this one a little bit more my style. They coated the blade black on this one. There is a black deep carry pocket clip, black hardware. The only thing that is not black other than the handle scales, of course, is the push button. The push button has a little pearl inlay on there, not something that I love. I would probably swap that out for a black one and possibly carry this knife a little bit more. But this is a really cool release coming from Protec. I believe they released them at Blade Show, which was quite a few weeks back now. So if you got one of these, congrats. Super rad little knife. I'm not sure when these will be back in stock, but definitely one to keep on your radar because it's such a cool little knife and California compliant actually. That tiny little blade on there can actually do some cutting. You can see on mine, I of course have used it, opened stuff, pried with it. I know you shouldn't pry with knives, but I do. So I got a little bit of wear on the blade and I think that adds some character to it. So Runt 5, cool little knife coming from Protec. Then of course I put the Protec Malibu back in my pocket. This is an all black version, all black everything. Super cool knife. I don't know if I will switch to another one anytime soon. I sort of just go through pocket knives like I'm changing my clothing. I will say though that Protec is obviously one of my favorite knife companies out there. The fit and finish and price point and the materials that they use, everything is on point and I love their knives. So Protec Malibu Flipper has been in my pocket. Now moving on to what I typically am carrying in my waistband. This morning I went to the gym, so I'm currently wearing shorts without a belt. I do that about 4 days a week, so because I'm not wearing a belt all the time, I will typically off-body carry, which brings us to this bright orange Vertex bag. Now previously my go-to bag was the Vertex EDC Ready Pack. I've done a ton of videos on Vertex bags. I literally use them every single day in my daily life, from their duffel bag to their toiletry bag, and then all sorts of EDC bags out there. So this huge monster bag right here is the Vertex Overland in a bright orange colorway. Now you guys know I typically like all black everything, but when I opened this thing up, I was like, oh my God, that's so ridiculous. I'm going to use it for a little while and see how I like it. I've been using this thing for the past like 2 weeks now, I believe, and I actually really dig this bag. So before we dive into this thing any further, let's first talk about what is typically in my waistband, but is now riding in my bag off body. This is something that has not changed since the release. I've been carrying this thing for probably a year and a half now, and that is my collaboration, my signature pistol between myself and Danger Close Armament, the TS43X. I'm currently carrying this thing in a LLOD, Last Line of Defense holster. My buddy Mike also makes YouTube videos. He has a holster company, and these are my favorite holsters for carrying a spare magazine. What I like about this model of holster, the Associate V2 specifically, is the single clip design. With a single clip like this, when you have it inside your belt line and you are walking or bending down to pick things up, it sort of allows the holster to move with your body. When you have an appendix rig like this that has 2 clips on it, it's a little bit more rigid, so when you're moving around, it doesn't allow it to sort of like flow with your body. Some people might not like the single clip design. I personally do. I like when this thing sort of moves with me. It makes carrying appendix much more comfortable. And since I got this holster from Mike, I am stuck on the single clip design. It just makes a lot of sense for me personally. There's a lot of good features about this holster too. It has a nice contour to your body. It has a little wing sort of molded into the kydex here, so that keeps some pressure on your belt line, keeping the butt of that gun sort of tucked into your body so you don't print as much. I'm not really worried about printing with a little 43X like this. Never really an issue for me. And then on the other side here, you of course have a spare mag. Now for an update on the TS43X, I am carrying Shield 15 round mags. I am running Federal HSTs. That is the ammo that I've been running for quite a long time now. So running one right there on the side, running one in the gun as well. And the only thing that has actually changed, right here, you will see that Danger Close Armament restocked their 43X barrels, so I have one of their match grade drop-in barrels in here, titanium nitride. They do have a threaded version. This specific version comes in at around $200, $220. I think it's $219 to be exact. So these will drop right into the 43X, and this thing is just perfect for me. I'm the one who designed it and put it all together. I know a lot of people who picked these up also are enjoying them, and I'm really glad to hear all of the feedback on the TS43X. Are these coming back in stock anytime soon? A lot of people ask me that. No, these were a limited run of 100, so all 100 have been produced and shipped. However, we will be working on some new projects. We are working on some new projects. I don't want to give you guys too much information on the new projects yet because I don't like building up hype when it's not going to come to fruition for a little while. But on the topic of the DCA barrels, I also designed my own barrels right here. These are the TS19 signature barrels. We have 2 different variants right now, a black DLC coated version and a titanium nitride version. Let me pull this out of the package here. So this is the barrel that I designed, nice and simple. It's got some recessed cuts on the top and the side of the locking block, signature logo there, and simple straight flutes to match the lines of a Glock 19. So we have this titanium nitride version right here. The black version is my favorite. There you guys can see that in all of its glory, nice and shiny and brand new. I feel bad even touching it. So we'll drop that back in the package for now. On the packaging, you can find all the different specs, like the stainless steel that it's made out of. It's a 416R, 1 in 10 twist rate. Of course, it does drop into a typical Glock 19, and they are throated and polished. So this is a great upgrade for those of you who want to have the best of the best. I will be 100% honest with you guys though, like I have said in the past, barrels like this do produce better accuracy, but most people can't shoot well enough to actually benefit from a drop-in barrel. If you do train a lot and you are very proficient with your firearm, then something like this will definitely help you out. Really high quality materials, great finishes on them, and they will last a very long time. So these are available right now. You can find out more information over on my website. And let's just say hypothetically that there was a TS19 out there. If I could envision it, it would be just like the 43X, but just sort of scaled up for the 19. Maybe a better optic, maybe a light, Now, if we were to produce these things, we probably wouldn't ship them with the upgraded barrel because that would just add to the cost that people may not actually want. So we would probably ship them with stock barrels. So if you wanted a TS19, if that ever comes to fruition, and if you wanted to have the best of the best and carry one in the same configuration that I hypothetically might want to carry it in, then I would recommend picking up these barrels before they go out of stock. We had 250 of each of these. Numbers are a little bit lower than that now, and once they're out, I'm not sure if they're gonna come back, so check out the information on my website if you want to pick one of these up for a future product that may release. Anyway, that's enough about firearms because I'm probably nice and demonetized at this point. If you guys could like and comment on this video, share it, that would help a lot. Now let's move on to the final thing, which is my bag. Again, this is the Vertex Overland bag, and I have my typical stuff in here. We'll just go over this really quick. You have a big stretchy dump pouch on the front, which is typically where I will throw my 43X as long as this thing is on me. It has nice big water bottle pockets on each side. I got some Hoist in here, which are some hydration packets. You guys should try this stuff out, it's really good. I'll leave a link for it in the description down below. Can also fit something like a giant Psy Arctic bottle. These are available over on my website as well. So that will fit a massive 32-ounce water bottle over there. Really nice padded straps. Typical Vertex bag here. You have the quick access pouch here if you want to run something a little bit bigger than a little pistol. What I personally like about this Overland is this massive dump pouch on the top here. Whenever I am going into the gym in the morning, like this morning, I will dump most of my EDC items in here. So I have AirPods, candy for some reason, business cards, and I can dump my knife and wallet, keys, whatever else I want into the top portion of this bag. It does have a nice big grab handle on the top here, so although this bag is big, it's really easy to maneuver. I typically just throw this in my front seat and then grab it by this handle to pull it out of the vehicle. And then on the inside here, this is one of the biggest backpacks that Vertex makes. So if you want something with 2 straps, then this would be the way to go. This can open all the way up, completely flat like this, and up here I have chargers and dongles for my computer and my iPad, and that's really all that I have in here. So I have my iPad, which I do a lot of photo editing and thumbnail editing and stuff like that, and then I have my MacBook Pro, which is sitting right over here on my desk. So traveling pretty light today. It does have this removable pouch in here. If you wanted to run a PDW, you could move this around and keep things like the barrel or maybe a light pistol brace from printing. And there is Velcro in these bags, of course, so you can use tactigami. You guys have heard all about the Vertex bags here on my channel, and you can actually get 20% off if you use code TALONSCI at checkout over at vertex.com, so I will be leaving links for that, as well as everything else that you saw here in the description down below. So that is my entire EDC loadout for this summer. Again, it's probably not going to change very much. Firearm and holster will probably stay the same. Pocket knife is something that switches out quite frequently. Keys are dialed in now because I have my own tool that I designed, which I love. The wallet is another thing that will change a little bit, and my phone, of course, has to change every once in a while. So that's it. If you guys have any questions on anything EDC related, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to start a discussion with you guys because that will help us beat the whole demonetization thing when I show specific items in videos like this. So that is all that I had for today. If you are new to this channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every single week. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.